Hi, I'm Debbie Rochon. I play Alice in City Massacre. Well, I got involved with Slime City because I was in contact with Greg, the director. I saw the movie Slime City, and I thought it was so much fun. It was a cult classic. I just thought it was absolutely hilarious. I loved it. I'm a really big fan of like the 80s, what I sort of like combine into like the 80s New York City slime movies, which include like, you know, Street Trash, Basket Case, Toxic Avenger, Slime City. So these are sort of in this sub genre of horror movies that I love. And I heard a couple years ago he was making a sequel, and we got in touch, and I was just beside myself that he even asked me, because I thought, you know, this is what a great opportunity. It's like being in one of your favorite movies. So I am extremely pumped up to be in Slime City, and honored. Greg Lamberson is such a surprise to me in the way that he's directing this. I didn't know what to expect. We had all this correspondence. You know, he came out with his book, Cheap Scares. I did a little blurb for the cover. Loved the book. I thought it was great. A really, really good book for indie filmmakers. And I thought, you know, okay, here's a guy who's been around a long time. He did a movie that I loved. He's done other movies since then. I saw a couple of them, but not many. And I thought, you know, he's been around as long as I have. And so I thought it'd be really, really cool. No idea what I was getting into. I mean, absolutely, it could be great, it could suck, it could be horrible. The guy could not know what he was doing. It could be, you know, anything. So finally, it was like so inspirational to hear him say, you know what? We didn't get the exact budget we wanted, but I'm not waiting anymore. I'm gonna make this movie because I have to make this movie. And I was so pumped about this movie. I said, yeah, you know, that's right, but we just gotta do it, you know? And so he brought it together, even though it wasn't like technically ready, because let's face it, it's never gonna be perfect timing. So he said, you know, F it, I'm gonna do it this summer, and that's it. You know, it's gonna be really, really hot. Turned out to be really, really cold. But as a director, he has absolutely been the biggest surprise to me about the whole experience, because not knowing him, I had no idea how on top of things and together he was, and how detail-oriented he was, and open to what we wanted to bring to it, like our subtext, some of the stuff between the four characters, the two sets of characters that come together. He didn't necessarily see them quite so extreme, I don't think, but he allowed us to really play with that and bring another dynamic to his script. I play Alice, who is the significant other of Mason. Now, these are two people that live in the sort of bowels of Slime City, and they've sort of etched out this safety zone. They know where they've heard of the elixir, the Zachary elixir. They've never seen it. They've never been able to find it. So when the two other characters happen upon their home and sort of break in, and we find them, we kind of befriend them because we find out that they have a certain access to potentially this stuff that we've been searching for and hoping to find for a very, very, very long time. So our characters are very well versed in the underground. We're like living hand to mouth, you know, like rotisserie rats, and you know, we're just living off the seat of our pants, basically, just survivalists, really. And so they come along, and they're a little bit savvy, you know, they've been around, been through a lot of stuff, but we're sort of old school con artists, you know, and we have our own MO. We have an MO as a foursome, and Mason and I have our own MO within our relationship towards them. So it's an interesting dynamic. It's not like the typical movie where, you know, oh, four people meet and they all become friends for absolutely no reason and trust each other. So there's trust, but there's really no trust, and so that's been the lots of subtext, which is really different and cool about a movie like this.